So, what we're going to talk about today is planting garlic. It's that time of year. It's St. Francis's Day, the 4th of October. So, this is the time of year to put down your garlic. Garlic likes to overwinter, which is one thing people forget about. They think it's a spring bulb, but actually you can plant it in the autumn. And what happens is, when you plant it in the autumn, two things are going to happen. You're going to get your bulb like this, but you're also going to get your wispy part. And this is what I said last year to show you. So you're going to get this first crop off the top, and then you can actually cut this and use this as fresh garlic. And you can then, when this is green, you can cut that off and use it like a scallion or a spring onion, and actually it tastes quite good. It tastes just like a garlic. But in order to get to that point, you've got to plant the bulbs first. So what you have to do, break up your clove. I just broke it into lots of tiny pieces there. So that bulb that we just saw actually breaks down into all these little cloves. So when you've got all your cloves, and we're going to be planting two different types of garlic today. This here is just the common garden white type, and this here is a purple type. Okay, you see here these bulbs look a little purple coloured. Purple garlic, also called violet, Spanish garlic, or sometimes called Spanish Rioja garlic. This is the connoisseur of garlic bulbs. What you do, again, we're going to break the bulb up into its separate clove pieces, and each clove is going to give us a new plant. So just like that, really quite straightforward. Break them up, and you can see there each clove is going to give us about 10, or each bulb is going to give us 10 cloves. Okay, and then we're just going to dig a trench, and we're going to set them in. Okay, going to set them about 4 inches down into the ground. That's going to let our bulb mature rather nicely. You can do it 2 inches down depending how cold it gets. I like to do 3-ish, and then we're going to put some mulch on top to help them over winter. Okay. So what I like to do, I like to hoe. This is just a straightforward flat hoe. I'm going to hoe out my trench just like this. Just like that. And the other nice thing about this job is really a great smell if you like garlic. If you don't like garlic, then I just buy it in the grocery store. But I'm going to set them down about 4 inches, which is across as a spacer. Now the nice thing is, because we're using this as effectively as a autumnal bulb, we'll also be able to use the top of this bed next year in springtime too. For those of you that have seen some of my other videos, you'll see that we actually last year grew garlic and strawberries in the same bed. That wasn't bad actually. This year we're going to do garlic, and then in springtime we're going to do peas. Again, just cover them over pulling out any debris we have along the way. And again, we're going to put 3 lines in here, so we're just going to hoe out a middle line just like that. Now, you don't have to get your bulbs from the from a nursery. These Spanish ones I did. You could actually just use any old garlic you've got at home. The difference is, very often you'll end up with very tiny, small cloves like this size rather than the big planting size. Now, obviously, with them being bulbs, what you'll actually see is if you start with a good size clove to start with rather than one of these small ones which I'm using here from my own seed stock, in order to get a big size bulb you've got to start with a big clove, because there's nothing magical about this. In order to feed the bulb, which is what we're trying to do to create a nice good size fist size clove bulb of garlic, we got to get lots of energy and lots of goodness down into that root. So try and start with a good size clove. Like I said, if you don't have them, the small ones will work just as well. You'll just have to work a little bit harder feeding it over winter and in the springtime. So that's our little tip for today. Like I said, we'll have some lovely garlic here in the early spring, and we'll be able to use some of that nice fresh garlic and, you know, smell that lovely stuff. Okay, have a lovely afternoon. Toodaloo.